Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Hello Prof. The material we will discuss for today is about a learning integration for ELT. First of all, I will introduce the members of our group. The first member is me, Arifa Amalia Arif as the moderator and the first speaker, Sunarti binti Amir as the second speaker, Hijra Putri Ananda as the third speaker, Dini Marfiani as the fourth speaker, and Hasriani as the last speaker. So, our table of content in this material is 1. Introduction to e-learning in ELT, 2. Pedagogical foundations, 3. E-learning tools and technologies, 4. Designing effective e-learning courses, 5. Integration strategies, 6. Teachers' role in e-learning, 7. Challenge and solutions, 8. Best practice in e-learning for ELT, and 9. Future trends in e-learning for ELT. Okay, so I will to explain the first material about introduction to e-learning in ELT. In introduction, there are several points in this discuss. The first is definition of e-learning. E-learning, short for electronic learning, is an educational apparatus that utilizes electronic technology, primarily the internet and digital devices, to facilitate and deliver learning experience. E-learning can take the form of interactive courses, virtual classrooms, multimedia presentation, educational websites, and more, allowing learners to access educational content, engage in activities, and interact with instructors or peers remotely. The second point is significance of e-learning in ELT. The significance of e-learning in English language teaching, or ELT, cannot be overstated, as it has brought about transformative change in how language education is delivered and experienced. Firstly, e-learning offers unparalleled accessibility, breaking down geographical and logistic barriers that often limit traditional classroom-based ELT. Secondly, e-learning in ELT promotes learner-centered education through personalized learning pathways, adaptive assessments, and instant feedback mechanisms. Students can tailor their language learning experience to match their specific needs and pace. And lastly, e-learning equips ELT educators with powerful tools to enhance their teaching methodologies, collaboration and communication tools in e-learning platforms also facilitate interaction among students and between students and instructors, fostering a sense of community and allowing for peer-to-peer learning. And the last point is evolution of e-learning in language teaching. The evolution of e-learning in English teaching represents a remarkable journey that has significantly transformed the landscape of language education over the years. Initially, e-learning in language teaching was relatively rudimentary, primarily consists of text-based online resources and simple language exercise. However, as technology advanced and internet connectivity become more widespread, learning in language teaching underwent a profound transformation. One of the most significant developments in the evolution of learning in language teaching was the emergence of dedicated language learning platforms and mobile apps.
My name is Sunarti binti Amir. I will discuss one of the important pillars in the world of education, namely pedagogical foundations or pedagogical basics, especially in the context of teaching English. The first, learning theories in ELT or pedagogical basics. The first, behaviorism, focus on reinforcing behavior through and repetitions. The second, cognitivism, focus on mental process and social interactions in learning. The third, constructivism, students actively build understanding through real and contextual experience. Four, connectionism, language learning through associations between words, concepts, and grammar rules. 5. Social cultural theory, the importance of social and cultural context in language learning. 5. Input hypothesis, language is acquired through exposure to input that is slightly higher than the student's ability level. And the last, task-based language teaching, or TBLT, language learning through relevant and real tasks. Blended learning and its role in ELT. Blended learning, a combination of face-to-face teaching and online learning, helps to increase the effectiveness and flexibility in English language learning. Components of blended learning. The first, in-person interaction, traditional face-to-face teaching. The second, online learning, use of digital resources such as multimedia and online discussions. Third, self-paced learning, online modules that can be adjusted to the student's learning pace. The role of blended learning in ELT. The first, individualized learning, tailored to the student's personal needs. The second, enhanced engagement, utilizing multimedia and interactive activities. Third, flexibility, access anytime and anywhere. 4. Support for diverse learning styles, accommodating visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learning style. 5. Assessment and tracking, monitoring students' progress through online platforms. 6. Cultural immersion, exposure to a variety of cultural contexts and accents. And the last, digital communications skills, preparing students to communicate effectively in the digital era. This text discusses various tools and technologies in learning that have revolutionized the way education is delivered. Here are some examples. The first, Learning Management System, or LMS. LMS is a digital platform that facilitates the management, delivery, and assessment of educational courses. And the second, online language learning platforms. These platforms provide language courses with interactive materials, adaptive learning, gamifications, and mobile access. Third, mobile apps for language learning. Language learning apps such as Duolingo, Memrise, and HelloTalk enable flexible language learning through mobile device. 4. Gamification in language learning. Gamification uses games elements such as points and badges to increase motivation and engagement in language learning, making it more fun and effective. The last, virtual reality and augmented reality in ELC. VR and AR offer immersive and interactive language learning experience.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hijra Putra Ananda and I'm going to explain the next material. The next material is number 4, designing effective e-learning courses. 1. Clear learning objective. Define clear, specific learning objective that outline what students should know or be able to do after completing the courses. 2. Engaging content. Create content that is visually appealing, concise, and relevant. 3. Interactive activities. Incorporate various interactive activities such as quizzes, assignments, discussion forums, and group projects to engage learners and encourage active participation. 4. Structured module. Organize the course into well-structured modules or units, each with a logic flow of information. 5. Clear navigation. Ensure intuitive navigation and user-friendly interfaces to help learners easily access content. Track progress and find resources. 6. Assessment and feedback. Design meaningful assessment that align with learning objective. 7. Adaptability. Consider the diverse needs and learning styles of your audience. 8. Accessibility. Ensure that course content is accessible to all learners, including those with disabilities. 9. Collaborative opportunities. Encourage peer-to-peer collaboration and interaction through discussion boards, group projects, and collaborative tools. 10. Regular updates. Periodically review and update course materials to keep content current and relevant, reflecting changes in the field or learner feedback. 11. Feedback mechanisms. Establish channels for learners to provide feedback and seek assistance. 12. Monitoring and analytics. Use data analytics and learn tracking tools to monitor progress, identify areas of improvement, and make data-driven courses adjustments. 13. User testing. Before launching the course, conduct usability testing with a small group of learners to identify and rectify any usability issues for content gaps. 14. Engaging assessment strategies. Go beyond traditional quizzes by incorporating real-world scenarios, case studies, and projects that assess practical application of knowledge. 15. Support resources. Provide supplemental resources such as reference materials, additional readings, and external links to help learners deepen their understanding of the project or subject matter. Integration strategies. 1. Integrating e-learning into traditional classroom settings. This integration offers several advantages, including increased flexibility, personalized learning, improved access to resources, and the opportunity to develop digital literacy skills. It can be a powerful way to adapt education to the needs of today's diverse learners, while fostering engagement and achievement in the classroom. 2. Flipped classroom models. The flipped classroom models is an innovative educational approach that flips the traditional teaching paradigm. In this model, instructors deliver instructional content, such as video lectures, or readings, to students outside of class, typically as homework assignment. 3. Synchronous and asynchronous. Learning synchronous and asynchronous are two distinct approaches to online education. 1. Synchronous learning. This approach involves real-time, live interactions between instructor and student, often through video conferencing, webinars, or virtual classroom. 2. Asynchronous learning. Asynchronous learning, on the other hand, offers flexibility as it doesn't require students and instructors to be online simultaneously. Instead, learners access pre-recorded lectures, assignments, and discussion board at their convenience. Flexibility. It might lack the immediacy of synchronous learning. 4. Hybrid and online only. Language courses, hybrid, and online language courses represent two distinct approaches to language education, namely hybrid language courses and online only language courses. Hybrid language courses, often referred to as blended learning, combine both in-person and online components. Students attend some face-to-face class where they engage in direct interaction with instructor and peers, and they also access digital material and participate in online activities. 5. Using social media for language learning. Using social media for language learning involves leveraging popular social platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube as supplementary tools to improve language skills. In language learning, by following or connecting with native speakers, language enthusiasts, or language-focused communities. So that's all for me. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dini Marviani from class C. Today I want to talk about teacher role in e-learning. 1. Content creator. Teacher develop online learning materials such as lectures and quizzes. 2. Facilitator. They guide students to the learning process by offering explanation and fostering discussions. 3. Assessor. Teachers design assessment and provide feedback to ensure students understand the material. 5. Technical supports. Teacher helps students navigate a learning platform and troubleshoot issues. 5. Motivator. They encourage students to stay engaged and actively participate in online discussion. Number 6. Search curator. Teachers recommend additional research to support student learning. 7. Adaptation. Teachers adjust strategies to meet the diverse needs to students. 8. Feedback provider. Teachers use students' feedback to improve course content and delivery. And 9. Counselor and support. They provide emotional and academic support to students. And number 10, facilitator of collaboration. Teachers promote peer-to-peer learning and collaboration. Okay, today I will explain challenge and solution in e-learning. 1. Limited interaction. Reduced face-to-face interaction can hinder engagement. Solution is use live video tools and interactive activities. 2. Technical issues. Not all students have reliable internet, and solution is over online option like downloadable materials. 3. Lack of motivation. Without physical presence, students may struggle to stay motivated, and solution is use gamification and rewards to boost engagement. 4. Language proficiency levels. It's difficult to address varying proficiency level online, and the solution is use adaptive learning platforms. 5. Assessment and evaluation. Assessing language skills online is challenging, and the solution is use a variety of assessment and tools like quizzes and peer reviews. 6. Digital literacy. Some learning lack digital skills. The solution is provide digital literacy training. 7. Cultural and time zone different. Scheduling can be difficult across different time zones, and solution is over flexible option and culturally inclusive materials. 8. Teacher training. Teachers may lack online teaching skills, and the solution is invest in professional development program for learning. 9. Data privacy and security. Protecting learning's data is crucial, and the solution is implement robust privacy policies and security measures. And the last is quality assurance. Maintaining the quality of online learning is a challenge. And the solution is regularly update content and collect feedback from students.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I will discuss 2 points about best practices and future trend in e-learning for ELT. The first is best practices in e-learning for ELT. By incorporating best practices into e-learning program for ELT, we can create a more effective and inclusive online learning environment that helps students develop their English language skills. So here are some best practices to consider when designing and implementing e-learning programs for ELT. Number 1, clear learning objectives. Clearly communicate objectives to students so they understand what they are expected to learn. Number 2, interactive content. Variety interactive content and multimedia, including videos, quizzes, or simulation. Number 3, user-friendly platforms. Choose user-friendly platforms that are intuitive and easy to navigate. And the next is number 4, adaptive learning. This is personalization helps learners progress at their own pace. Number 5, regular assessment include like quiz, assignment, or oral assessment to access various language skills. Number 6, feedback and support. Provide timely and constructive feedback to students on their achievement or performance. So the next, number 7, collaborative learning. Collaborative activities that simulate real-world communication. Number 8, cultural sensitivity. Be mindful of the cultural diversity of your learners. Number 9, teacher presence. Maintain a strong teacher presence in the online classroom. This can help provide learners with grit and support. And the next, number 10, structure content. Organize course content logically and sequentially. Number 11, engagement strategies. Implement gamification elements such as leaderboard and reward to motivate learners. And the next, number 12, assistive technologies. This is can accessibility for all learners by using assistive technologies. And number 13, regular updates. Keep course content up to date to reflect current language usage and culture trends. And number 14, professional development. Collaboration and knowledge sharing among educators. Number 15, data analytics. Analytics to track learner progress and identify areas where students may be struggling. And the last is number 16, privacy and security. Protect student data and privacy by adhering to strict data protection policies and ensuring the security the learning platforms. The next one is flexibility. Recognize that learners have different schedules and time commitments. Okay, so that are some practice to get the best e-learning for ELT. Okay, the next point is future trends in e-learning for ELT. Educators that embrace these trends can provide more effective and relevant language learning experience for their students in the coming years. So here are some key future trends to watch out for now. Number 1 is EA and personalization. EA will play a significant role in customizing learning experiences. Number 2, immersive learning. Virtual and reality will create immersive language learning environments. Number 3, gamification and game-based learning, making language learning more enjoyable and effective. Number 4, natural language processing or NLP. NLP technology will improve language assessment and chatbot interactions. And the next, number 5, micro learning. Bite-sized focused lessons and modules will become more prevalent. Number 6, global collaboration, connecting learners from different countries and provide opportunities for cross-cultural language exchange. And the next, number 7, mobile learning. Mobile apps and responsive design will be integral. Number 8, blockchain for credential. Blockchain technology will enhance the security and verification of language. Number 9, multimodal content. Content delivery will incorporate a variety of media such as interactive videos or podcasts. And the next 10, data-driven insight. Data analytics will provide deeper insights to learner behavior and performance. 11, edutainment and storytelling. This is make language learning more engaging and memorable. Number 12, cultural sensitivity and inclusivity, preparing learners for global communication by addressing cultural nuances. And the last is number 13, environmental sustainability, from reducing energy consumption in a data center to using eco-friendly materials in devices. So, this is some example you can try and or watch out from future trend in e-learning for ELT. Thank you.
Alright, that's the presentation from our group. Please apologize if there are any mistakes in words or like that. Thank you for your attention and thank you for the opportunity, guys. That's all from me and my friends. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.